أولى ثانوي، فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد وهنعديها بالتأكيد، وهنعديها بالتأكيد. أولى ثانوي.
Dear secondary stage students, year 1, welcome to our English program and welcome to our channel Madrasetna 3 under the supervision of the Ministry of Education. أعزائي طلبة وطلبات الصف الأول الثانوي، أهلا ومرحبا بكم وحلقة جديدة مدرستنا 3 تحت إشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. Today we are going to start Unit 3. It's improving our lives. What does it mean to improve our lives? To improve our lives means to make it better, to make our life better. In this unit, we are going to read an extract, a part from David Copperfield, a story written by Charles Dickens. And as you know, Charles Dickens is a very important writer in the English literature. In this unit, we are going to read the extract, scan for information. We are going to learn new vocab, and we are going to use some verbal collocations. Let's start together. So what do you know about Charles Dickens? Charles Dickens was the most popular novelist in the English literature. After Shakespeare, Charles Dickens was the best novelist. Of course, Shakespeare was a playwright and a poet, but Charles Dickens was the greatest novelist. Charles Dickens has an aim behind his stories. He wants to help the poor and the needy. He usually talks about characters who are from a poor background. He wants to help them, and he wants the rich people to have their own responsibilities to help the poor. So, if I ask you a question, how do you think we can improve people's lives? How we improve the life of the poor people? How can we do that? Of course, I have many ideas for you. For example, we can educate them. Of course, when we educate people, they become good members in the society. They can find good jobs. Another thing is that we can help them to find jobs in order to earn money, because we have a lot of people who don't find jobs and they don't have to earn money. So we can help them to earn money by finding them jobs. What else can we do? We can teach them not to be wasteful with money. So if you earn 100 pounds, you have to spend 100 pounds, not 100 pounds and a penny, because you will fall into debt. So don't be wasteful with money. Don't waste your money. These are some advice or some ideas about how to improve people's lives. Let's now talk about the vocab which appeared in this part of the unit. We have the word culture. What does it mean, culture? Culture means the beliefs and the traditions of a group of people. The way they dress, the way they think, the way they eat, and so on. So we can say, how long would it take her to adapt to culture? قد إيه هياخد منك وقت إنك تتكيف مع الثقافة دي. Of course, when you travel to another country, you have a long time to adapt to the culture. So the word culture is a noun. Sinai has its unique culture. Of course, Sinai has a unique culture. You find the women in Sinai wear special dresses. They have special traditions for wedding and so on. So they have a special culture. What about the adjective? The adjective is cultural. So we can say he is of high cultural background. عنده خلفية ثقافية. So the noun is culture and the adjective is cultural. What about the adjective cultured? Cultured is an adjective which describes a person. So we can say he is a cultured man. A cultured man means he has a wide culture. He has a lot of knowledge. We have another important word in this unit, the word debt. What does it mean, debt? And as you see, the letter B is silent. We say debt. So what is a debt? Debt means the money you must give back to someone. If you borrow money from someone, so you have debt. You have to pay back this money. So the word debt, we can say he fell into debts. هو وقع في الديون، هو تراكمت عليه الديون. He fell into debts and went to prison. The adjective of debt is indebted. We can say that he is indebted. So indebted means he owes money to people. So we can say he is indebted because he borrowed a lot of money from the bank. He is indebted means he is in debt. Because he falls in debt. He owes a lot of money. So the noun is debt and the adjective is indebted. We have the word earn, and I think this word is easy for you. To earn money means to receive money for doing work, for doing a job. So we can say earn money or earn a living. But look at these verbs, win and gain. What is the difference between earn, win and gain? With earn we can say earn money or earn a living. يكسب رزقه، يكسب معيشته، يكسب فلوس. لكن لما بقول win, when we say win a match, win a cup, win a prize. So the word win is used about sports events like win a cup, win a match, win a competition, win a race. Okay, what about the word gain? The word gain is used with abstract nouns. Abstract nouns like knowledge, like experience, gain knowledge, gain experience. You can gain weight. When your weight increase, so you gain weight. You say the car gains speed. اكتسبت سرعة، زادت في السرعة. We can say gain speed, gain weight, gain experience, gain knowledge, okay, gain skills. What about the word owe? The word owe, again, means to pay back the money or things that belong to others. So we can say, I owe money to the bank. I owe money to the bank. Or he owed money to the bank. And we can say, we owe a lot to our parents. We owe a lot of favor to our parents. And it's not only money that we owe. We can owe favor. We can owe to the efforts of the scientists. So we can say we owe a lot to the efforts of scientists, or we owe a lot of favor to our parents. What about the food bank? The food bank is a place where people donate food. People give food to this place in order to give it to charity. So the food bank is a place where people collect food and give it to charity. So we can say we should all donate food to the food bank to help the poor. We have the word merchant. Look at the picture here. We have a merchant who is selling some goods to a customer. So who is a merchant? A merchant is a person who buys and sells. He buys goods in order to sell them to people in order to earn money. So a merchant is a person who buys and sells goods. We can say this merchant is honest. This merchant is honest. And of course, we all want to deal with honest merchants. This merchant is honest with customers. Look at this beautiful girl. She is plump. What does it mean, plump? It means that she is fat, but in a nice way, not in a bad way, in a nice way. So plump means fat in a nice way, slightly fat in a nice way. She is a beautiful, plump little girl. Look at this girl. She is very sad. What does it mean, very sad? It means she is miserable. So miserable means very, very sad. We can say she was miserable when she failed the exam. So she failed the exam, she had very bad mark in the exam, and that's why she felt miserable. She felt very sad. What is the noun of miserable? Miserable is an adjective. What is the noun? The noun is misery. Look at the word misery in a sentence. These children suffer from misery and poverty after the death of their father. So after the death of their father, they live in misery, they live in sadness. We have the word prison. Prison is a place where criminals are kept a period of time as punishment. A place to keep criminals for a period of time as punishment. So the prison is a place to keep criminals. The noun is prison. So we can say he was in debt and went to prison. He had a lot of debts and went to prison. Or he committed a crime and he went to prison. The verb is imprison. To imprison someone is to put him into prison. So he was imprisoned for committing a crime. He was imprisoned. This is a verb. We have another noun, imprisonment. What is imprisonment and what is the difference between prison and imprisonment? We said that prison is a place where the criminal is kept. But imprisonment is the period of time, is the time the criminal spent in prison. So here we say the imprisonment of the dog was heartbreaking. The imprisonment of the dog. So the dog is kept in a place, is imprisoned in a place. So this time was heartbreaking. This time was very sad for the dog. Okay. We have the word voluntary work. What is voluntary work? Voluntary work means a job that people do for no money, for free. You do something for free. You don't take money for this job. So it's voluntary. So voluntary work is a work that we do without taking money. So we should encourage young people to do voluntary work to support the community. We should encourage people to do voluntary work, means to do something for the community without taking money in return. Now let's answer some questions on the vocab. We have question number 1, I, my success to my parents. I, my success to my parents. I lend, borrow, owe, or own. Of course, we have here 4 options: lend, borrow, owe, own. So the word lend is to give. So we don't want to say I give my success. I want to say that I owe my success. أنا بأدين بالنجاح ده لmy parents. فهقول I owe my success. So we can say owe money. We can say owe my success. We can say we owe a lot to our parents or to scientists. Question number 2, it's kind of you to do work. As we said before, work which we don't take money for is obligatory, miserable, paid, or voluntary. We said that voluntary work is a work that we do without taking money. Question number 3, the old man had a financial problem. What's a financial? Financial means something related to money. He has some problems with money. So he fell into debt, indebted, debate, debit. Of course, the word debt is a noun and the word indebted is an adjective. So here we want the noun. We want to say that he fell into debt. هو وقع في الدين نفسه, debt. So debt is the noun and indebted is the adjective. Question number 4, most professional footballers, a lot of money. Of course, footballers make a lot of money. They have a lot of money when they play football. So they gain money, earn money, win money, or overcome money. As we said, the word gain with something abstract. We can say gain knowledge. Win with something like a cup, like a prize, like a competition. But when we say earn money or earn a living. Question number 5. We should avoid buying from greedy who raise prices illegally. So we should avoid يجب ان احنا نتجنب مين بقى who raise money, who raise the prices, who raise prices بيرفعوا الأسعار. مين بقى اللي raise the prices؟ أكيد هم merchants, greedy merchants. We said before honest merchant. Honest merchant means merchant who has good qualities. But greedy merchant is a merchant who has bad quality. He raises money for no reason. So he is a greedy merchant. Merchant is someone who buys and sells. اللي هو مين؟ اللي هو التاجر زي ما قلنا قبل كده. Now we have an extract from David Copperfield. And as we said, David Copperfield is written by Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens talk about the poor and the people who need help and how we can improve their lives. So at the beginning of David Copperfield, we find that his parents died. His parents died. And the man who looks after him, he's a stepfather. What does it mean, stepfather? Stepfather means the husband of David's mother. So David's father died, and his mother married to another man. This man is the stepfather. So he is not the real father. He is the husband of David's mother. So his stepfather, Mr. Murdstone, his name is Mr. Murdstone, had some more bad news for him. Read the extract. What does it mean, extract? Extract means a part of the story. Extract of the story to find out what happened. What's the meaning of find out? To discover, to know what happened. This is Mr. Quinion David. Mr. Murdstone said, "You are going to work for him at the Murdstone and the Granby Bottle merchants in London. You will earn enough money to pay for your food, and I have arranged a place for you to live. I was 10 years old and I was going to work, and it was hard work." Who is talking here? This is David. David is 10 years old. He is still a young child, and he has to work. Where will he work? He will work in a dirty old house near the river, where rats lived under the floor. So it's a dirty place. It's very frightening for a little child. There, my job was to wash empty bottles. What was David's job? To wash bottles with 3 other boys, and I hated it. He hated the job. One morning, a plump man came to see me with Mr. Quinion. "Ah, Mr. David Copperfield." The man said, "This is Mr. Micawber. Mr. Quinion told me you will be living at his house." So Mr. Micawber is a kind man who David will live with. Okay, so here we have a sad story about a miserable child called David Copperfield. His parents died, and he had to live with his stepfather, who was a cruel man who wanted him to work in order to earn money. So let's answer some questions about this story. How can you describe Mr. Murdstone? How can we describe Mr. Murdstone? Is he a kind man, a cute man, a gentleman, or a cruel man? What does it mean, cruel? It means unkind. So of course he is a cruel man. Why is he cruel? Because he lets David work while he is a little child. He is only 10 years old, and he wants him to work to earn money for his food. Why did David Copperfield have to work at this early age? Why do you think David wants to work at this early age, 10 years old? To pay for his study, to pay for his food, to avoid being alone, or to spend his free time? Of course, David had to work for his food in order to eat. So he is a very miserable child. Question number 3, the word master is the antonym of. What is antonym? Antonym means the opposite meaning. So the word master is the opposite meaning of what? Mr., madam, servant, or service? Of course, master, the opposite is servant. Master, the opposite is servant. Question number 4, debt. What does it mean, the word debt? Debt is the money you have to back. You have to take back, pay back, borrow back, or owe back. Yes, very good, excellent. You have to pay back. So debt is the money you have to pay back. Now we have some verbal collocations. Verbal collocations are verbs that go with some nouns, like the word become. Become, we can say become ill. Here we have verb with an adjective, become ill, become happy, become angry. We have the word break. We can say break the rules, break the law, break someone's heart to make him sad. Okay, so you can take a screenshot of this screen and try to study the verbs which go with some nouns, like change your opinion, change your mind, you can collect food, collect stamps, and so on. Now we are going to go to the mirror board. We're going to study some more about the vocab which we have learned. Let's go and see together. We studied in this unit some vocab. We have the word, for example, miserable. What does it mean, miserable? Miserable means very sad. So with such an adjective, we cannot use the word very. We cannot use very miserable, because miserable means very sad. So this kind of adjective we call strong adjective. And this is ordinary adjective. Ordinary adjective, we can add very. So we can say very sad. But strong adjective or extreme adjective like miserable, we can't add very. We can say totally miserable, or absolutely miserable, or completely miserable, but we cannot use very. Okay, we cannot use the word very. What are the other adjectives like this word? We have, for example, the word exhausted. What does it mean, exhausted? Exhausted means very tired. So again, with tired, we can use very tired, but with exhausted, we cannot use very exhausted. We say completely exhausted, absolutely exhausted, and so on. We have the word furious. What does it mean, furious? Furious means very angry. Very angry. So the word angry is an ordinary adjective. We can use very angry, but the word furious, we cannot add very here. We cannot say very furious, and so on. So if the adjective is strong, we cannot add very. Like the word, for example, terrible. What does it mean, terrible? Terrible means very bad. Like the word amazing. What does it mean, amazing? Amazing means very good. And so on. If we have extreme adjective, we cannot add very. So miserable is an extreme adjective. Don't use very with the word miserable. Don't use very with exhausted, furious, or terrible, or amazing. With strong adjectives, we don't use very. But we can use very with ordinary adjective, like very sad, very tired, very angry, very bad, or very good. So to summarize what we have said today, we have taken an extract from David Copperfield. What does it mean, extract? It means a part of a story, a part of this story. This story was written by Charles Dickens, a very famous writer in the English literature. We have taken some new vocab. I want you to study these vocab by heart, study them well, and answer as many questions as you can in order to be perfect in the exam, inshallah. Until we meet again next time, wish you best of luck. Goodbye.
أولى ثانوي، فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد، وهنعديها بالتأكيد. وهنعديها بالتأكيد. أولى ثانوي.